Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. And if you're a true General Hospital fan, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Now let's get started with today's video. The news shook Port Charles like a seismic shift, striking shockwaves across families already strained by secrets and shifting relationships. CARLY Spencer, who has never shied away from the truth when it matters most, found herself at the center of a bombshell that revealed Tristan Roberts' true paternity, unraveling years of buried history and pushing everyone involved to confront the past. CARLY had spent days sifting through shards of information, piecing together hints from old records, whispered conversations, and unexpected links that emerged amid the chaos of Jason's return and the ongoing hospital tragedies. Tristan Roberts, the intriguing new doctor whose entrance had already sparked problems with Britt Westbourne and others, exuded mystery, which CARLY couldn't ignore. Her protective instincts, honed over years of protecting her children and navigating Port Charles's underbelly, prompted her to investigate further. What she discovered was explosive, evidence that Tristan's biological father was highly involved in the town's power structure, a figure whose identity had been hidden to safeguard reputations and legacies. The moment of truth arrived during a heated exchange in the hospital. CARLY caught Tristan in a quiet corridor, her voice steady but heavy with the weight of what she was about to release. "You've been walking around this town with questions in your eyes, and I believe I have the answer you've been looking for," she said, handing him paperwork and images revealing a story of hidden paternity. Tristan's face turned pale as the pieces fell into place. The real dad was revealed to be a guy whose influence had impacted events for decades, explaining Tristan's arrival time as well as certain skills or instincts that appeared instinctive. The revelation had far-reaching consequences, influencing Britt's delicate relationship with Tristan, potential family ties to existing characters, and wider plots including custody, medical ethics, and secret fortunes. Britt, who was already dealing with her own professional humiliations and conditional reinstatement, responded with a mix of surprise and hesitant understanding. Her confrontations with Tristan had an undercurrent of familiarity, which can today be explained by common bloodlines or inherited characteristics. The exposure pushed them to engage in awkward conversations about what it meant for their working relationship and personal conflict. Britt's fierce independence collided with Tristan's controlled manner in unexpected ways, adding layers to their case collaboration and prospective romance or rivalry. Britt's return to Port Charles added another layer of upheaval to her life, putting her capacity to distinguish between professional and personal history to the test. CARLY's decision to share the truth was based on hard-earned wisdom. She had concealed and revealed innumerable secrets herself, so she understood the harm that extended deception could do. Her personal experiences with unknown parents and unexpected family members influenced her approach, which balanced compassion with the need for honesty. The revelation occurred at a time when Port Charles was already dealing with Jason's homecoming, Drew's illness, and power battles at deception. CARLY's role as the catalyst emphasized her transition from impulsive force to calculated truth-teller, but it also put her in the crosshairs of those who wanted the past forgotten. Her friendship with Britt and concern for Tristan's well-being motivated the admission, even if it affected her personal relationships with Valentine and Sunny. The revealed father's identity struck shockwaves among established families. Speculation connected him to notable personalities, potentially resulting in new heirs, custody disputes, or vendettas. Sunny's world, already enmeshed in Cassidy's and court disputes, felt the impact of shifting loyalties. Nina, coping with her own Brennan dilemmas, drew analogies between hidden paternities and the agony of revelation. The Quartermains, with their history of secrecy, found the news relevant to their own convoluted lineages. Even Anna's PCPD investigations may collide if the father's background featured criminal aspects or the missing shooter proof. The revelation deepened ongoing arcs, ranging from Willow and Drew's difficulties to Lulu and Charlotte's familial issues. Tristan's reaction ranged from skepticism to a desire for proof. Meetings with CARLY revealed insights, old letters, DNA indications, and timings that helped construct a picture of a father who chose distance for protection or ambition. The revelation elicited a range of feelings, including anger at the lie, curiosity about the individual, and uncertainty about how it altered his identity in Port Charles. Tristan's work at the hospital took on new meaning, and his interactions with patients and colleagues were influenced by the information. His relationship with Britt transformed, with conversations progressing from professional disagreements to shared vulnerability. The revelation of the biological father opened the door to new narratives about inheritance, medical history, and emotional healing. CARLY faced consequences for her role as revealer. Some commended her boldness, while others questioned her motivations. Valentine, navigating his own black box transactions, provided assistance while keeping his secrets. Jason's homecoming provided a steadying presence, with their shared experience allowing for open discussions regarding family issues. CARLY's children, who were on the perimeter, added stakes as the discovery may damage larger networks. Her deadly anxiety from previous plots merged with this new drama, confirming her view that the truth, however unpleasant, prevented greater harm. The news spread rapidly throughout the community. Whispers in the Metro Court, angry talks at the PCPD, and reflective times in hospital rooms all heightened the impact. Britt's already difficult professional path became much more problematic as Tristan's history altered perceptions. The deception power battle and Ashford family developments provided contrast, demonstrating how a single revelation touched every corner. Newcomers, such as Hudson and Serena, had to navigate a changing landscape. Tristan sought answers in the days after the exposure, confronting his father or piecing together the past. CARLY provided advice, using her knowledge as a resource for the newly informed. Britt and Tristan's relationship progressed, with potential romance or deeper friendship arising from their shared history. The revelation of the real father served as a catalyst for character development, forcing them to redefine their family and identity. CARLY's action, while unpopular, was consistent with her underlying convictions, establishing her as a force for hard truths in Port Charles. The revelation enhanced the summer canvas. Hidden paternities have long been a common occurrence, but Tristan's inclusion added new complexities. Connections to previous lore increased nostalgia and surprise. Emotional confrontations, legal repercussions, and medical discoveries all promised to make for compelling storytelling. In Port Charles, where bloodlines ruled and love defied logic, CARLY's admission kept the drama extremely personal and universally poignant. The revelation of Tristan's biological father was more than just rumor. It was a watershed moment that changed relationships and laid the groundwork for future alliances, betrayals, and redemptions. The village, ever resilient, took the shock and continued on. Secrets revealed, but relationships tested stronger than ever. The tension in Port Charles approaches a boiling point when CARLY discovers a truth that has the potential to permanently alter numerous people's lives. What began as a straightforward endeavor to safeguard her family has devolved into a perilous web of deception, hidden ties, and frightening revelations. The truth about Tristan's biological father is finally about to be revealed. CARLY has spent weeks fighting with her conscience. When she stares at Tristan, she sees not only an innocent child, but also the results of decisions made years before. The truth has grown too big to bear alone, especially as more people start asking questions. Jason quickly notices that something is bothering CARLY. During a quiet conversation at Metro Court, he softly pressures her for information. CARLY first refuses to communicate, claiming that everything is under control. However, Jason knows her too well. He notices the anxiety in her eyes and believes she is hiding something significant. Meanwhile, Nina becomes increasingly skeptical. She has witnessed CARLY's unusual conduct and feels it is related to Tristan's unexplained presence in Port Charles. Nina begins hunting for facts, thinking that discovering the truth will finally give her an advantage over her lifelong competitor. In other news, Drew starts looking into his own problems. He has witnessed odd reactions every time Tristan's name is mentioned. Certain dates do not add up, and several people seem uncomfortable revealing the boy's background. Drew believes there is a family secret buried beneath the surface. As tensions grow, CARLY gets an unexpected guest. The individual presents old documents and images that have been buried for years. Looking through them, CARLY understands that the truth can no longer be hidden. Someone else is extremely close to discovering everything. The biggest shock comes when CARLY recalls a previous chat with Tristan's mother. At the time, she rejected the woman's concerns and assumed the secret would never be revealed. However, circumstances have altered tremendously. Rumors start spreading across Port Charles. Some speculate that Tristan may have ties to one of the town's most influential families. Others assume that his father is someone everyone knows. Jason reminds CARLY that secrets never remain hidden forever. He tells her to disclose the truth before others do. However, CARLY is concerned about the potential implications. Disclosing the truth may damage relationships and create new foes. Nina eventually discovers a critical clue. She uncovers information indicating that the official tale of Tristan's parentage is entirely incorrect. Nina is excited about the idea of exposing CARLY and prepared to make her move. At the same time, Sonny gets involved after hearing rumors of a massive family scandal. He questions CARLY directly, but she refuses to respond. Sonny's fear builds as he realizes that when CARLY remains mute, the reality is generally devastating. The problem becomes much more convoluted when Anna discovers that key records may have been manipulated years before. Her instincts tell her that someone purposefully concealed Tristan's paternity. As more individuals investigate, CARLY reaches her breaking point. She realizes that if she remains silent, innocent people may be harmed. Determined to take control of the situation, she gathers everyone together. The atmosphere is strained as family and close friends gather. No one knows why CARLY has called this impromptu gathering. Everyone in the room is asking questions as they wait for her to speak. CARLY is visibly emotional. She takes a big breath and explains that she's been keeping a huge secret. Her confession immediately grabs everyone's attention. She explains that years ago, some people were forced to make painful decisions. Fear, protection, and sadness were all factors in keeping the truth hidden. But she can no longer tolerate the deception. Then comes the moment when everything changes. CARLY confesses that the man everyone thought was Tristan's father is not his real parent at all. The room erupts with shock. Everyone's faces turn pale as they try to digest what they just heard. Some demand answers, while others remain astonished in silence. But CARLY isn't done. She ultimately names Tristan's biological father. The discovery sends incredible shockwaves across Port Charles. The individual in question was unaware he had fathered a child. For years, he went about his life unaware that his son was growing up without him. The emotional impact is instantaneous and intense. Several people do not believe CARLY's assertion. Accusations fly as old wounds are reopened. Relationships that had recently begun to repair are now on the risk of collapsing again. Jason came forward to assist CARLY, acknowledging that certain aspects of her tale are accurate. His statements add legitimacy to the unexpected news, making it impossible for anyone to deny it. Sonny responds with disbelief. He can't comprehend why such a huge secret was kept hidden for so long. His dissatisfaction rapidly turns to rage as he sees how many lives have been impacted. Nina finds an opportunity within the commotion. Although she is taken aback by the discovery, she understands that CARLY's confession has the potential to significantly shift alliances throughout Port Charles. Meanwhile, the newly revealed father goes through a roller coaster of emotions. Confusion, rage, despair, and remorse all come together at once. The thought of missing years with his child is absolutely unbearable. Questions instantly arise regarding what will happen next. Will Tristan accept the truth? Can a father-son bond be restored after so many years apart? Who else knew about the secret? As these questions persist, another bombshell threatens to surface. Evidence implies that CARLY was not the only one keeping the secret. Someone else played a key part in concealing Tristan's true parentage. The revelation raises further suspicions. Could there be more falsehoods waiting to be revealed? Anna gets determined to find the full story. She feels there are unanswered questions that could explain why so many people pushed so hard to conceal the truth. Meanwhile, Tristan is struggling with the revelation. Everything he thought he knew about his identity is now uncertain. The people he trusted the most have withheld life-changing facts from him. Tristan, feeling deceived and bewildered, begins to doubt everyone around him. His personal struggle becomes one of the most pressing challenges affecting Port Charles. While some push him to accept the idea of seeing his biological father, others caution him that the truth may cause more grief than delight. CARLY strives desperately to explain her behavior. She maintains she never meant to hurt anyone and thought she was sparing them from heartache. However, not everyone is ready to forgive her. The repercussions worsens as old rivalries resurface. Long-buried resentments resurface, and friendships are strained. Even Jason finds himself in a terrible situation. Although he supports CARLY, he acknowledges the harm inflicted by years of secrecy. Sonny remains deeply conflicted. Part of him appreciates CARLY's wish to protect her loved ones, but another part believes that everyone should know the truth from the start. Nina continues to gather information, believing that there are still secrets beneath the surface. Her investigation takes her to another unexpected possibility. What if the paternity secret is linked to events from years ago that no one completely understands? The repercussions might be huge. As Port Charles suffers from CARLY's revelation, new alliances emerge. Some people flock around Tristan, offering him help throughout this difficult shift. Others focus on the newly discovered father, empathizing with his anguish and regret. The emotional stakes keep growing as everyone tries to adjust to the new reality. In the midst of the chaos, CARLY learns that telling the truth was just the start. Her confession has far-reaching implications beyond what she could have expected. Family relationships are tested. Trust is shattered. The future is unknown. Nonetheless, CARLY believes she made the right decision. For far too long, secrets have dominated many people's lives. Regardless of how terrible the reality is, she understands that honesty is the best way to heal. Yet, when one mystery is answered, another emerges. A mysterious figure seems to have a special interest in Tristan and his recently revealed paternity. This person possesses information that has the potential to change everything again. Could another unexpected turn of events be on the way? Has the complete truth been revealed? Is CARLY's confession only the beginning of a much greater story? As emotions rise, Port Charles prepares for the next wave of drama. The discovery of Tristan's biological father has already altered countless lives, but the long-term repercussions are impossible to predict. One thing is certain. Nothing about Port Charles will ever be the same again. The long-buried secret has finally been revealed, bringing with it pain, confusion, and uncertainty. CARLY's road ahead will not be simple. She must deal with the anger and disappointment of those she loves while attempting to repair ruined relationships. Tristan's adventure to discover his identity is merely beginning. And for the man proven to be his biological father, a whole new chapter has abruptly begun. The truth has now been revealed. But in Port Charles, every solution usually raises more questions. And if history has taught its inhabitants anything, it is that startling truths never come alone. CARLY Spencer stood at the center of a storm she had purposely sparked, her revelation about Tristan Roberts' true father causing vibrations in Port Charles that would rearrange family trees, medical careers, and long-buried connections in ways no one could have predicted. The buildup was mild at first. CARLY, ever vigilant throughout her own drama with Valentine, Jason's homecoming, and Sonny's moves, had spotted irregularities in Tristan's past. Tristan had rapidly blended as a new doctor at General Hospital, battling professionally with Britt while demonstrating instincts that felt all too familiar to many Port Charles veterans. CARLY's investigation, spurred by protective curiosity and a network of contacts, turned up documents, timelines, and DNA hints that pointed to a notable father whose name had been hidden for decades. The real dad was shown to be a man whose power spanned business, crime, and family legacies, and whose absence from Tristan's existence spoke volumes about protection, shame, or intentional isolation. CARLY, having experienced the sorrow of concealed parentage in her own life, determined that the moment had come to reveal the truth. The confrontation took place in the hospital's quiet wing, hidden from prying eyes, yet full of emotion. CARLY approached Tristan with a folder, her voice calm but strong. "You have been looking for answers without realizing it, and I have them," she explained, laying out the facts. Tristan's initial incredulity gave way to startled quiet as commonalities became clear: medical abilities, timing of his arrival, tiny similarities. The father disclosed a name that resonated throughout local history, which may connect Tristan to existing personalities in unexpected ways. The exposure was more than just biological. It had repercussions for inheritance, medical histories, and emotional reckonings. Tristan's world shifted. The doctor who had arrived with assurance suddenly faced an identity crisis that would influence every interaction. Britt Westbourne felt the aftershocks immediately. Her complicated relationship with Tristan, typified by professional friction and underlying tension, was given new context. The news prompted candid chats in the hospital corridors, where Britt's recent humiliation over her job pitch and conditional reinstatement had left her emotionally vulnerable. "This explains a lot," Britt said in a vulnerable moment, as their shared history took on new meaning. As Tristan processed the news, his collaboration on cases, prospective romance, or rivalry grew deeper. Britt's perseverance shined through, as her own personal traumas enabled her to offer assistance while managing her job uncertainties. The revelation of the real father served as a bonding point, transforming professional disputes into possibilities for deeper connection. Carly's inspiration sprang from a lifetime of juggling secrets. After experiencing unexpected family disclosures, she decided that suppressing the truth would do more harm. Her act as revealer brought her into the spotlight, eliciting both gratitude and contempt. Valentine, grappling with his black box leverage and refusal to leave town, served as a sounding board, providing insight on buried legacies from his Cassadine perspective. Jason's homecoming brought Carly stability, and their closeness allowed for open discussions regarding the aftermath. Her children and extended network felt the effects of the revelation, which might have an impact on custody, alliances, and social position. Carly's deadly terror of parallel schemes strengthened her view that the truth acted as protection, even if it damaged the existing quo. The revealed father's identity sent shockwaves around Port Charles. Speculation linked him to influential persons, raising the prospect of new heirs, medical breakthroughs, or vendettas. Sonny's circle was on high alert as the news intertwined with ongoing feuds and legal battles. Nina, involved with Brennan, recognized echoes of her own complex family dynamics. The Quartermains, who are no strangers to hidden bloodlines, thought the story to be relevant to their family history. Anna's PCPD job may cross if criminal aspects emerge. The revelation enriched several subplots, including Willow and Drew's tensions, Deception's power battles, and Ashford family developments. Hudson and other newcomers adapted to the changing social landscape.